Hello everyone, Caesar here with Bipper Media, and just want to do another weekly vlog. And this time we're circling back to an industry that we work well with, and that's attorneys. I mean, we work well with everybody, but attorneys are huge in the SEO market. They're very smart, they're very diligent, and one of the smartest things that attorneys do is hire companies like ours to help with their SEO services. Because let's face it, if you're an attorney, you don't have time to do all these things. Hopefully, because you're incredibly busy with cases and helping out your clients. And so hiring an SEO company makes a lot of sense, just because you know how competitive it is. If you're watching this and you work for an attorney or you are an attorney, you know exactly how busy and how competitive things can be. And so we just want to talk to you today about 5 questions to ask before hiring SEO services for attorneys. So these are 5 questions you could ask our sales team or account executives whenever you're ready to make that decision to do SEO. And so let's dive right in. The first one is find attorney SEO services with the right experience. What does that mean? How do you know? Well, obviously, you can do the same thing that you do when you do searches on the internet. Everybody likes to see ratings. How great are your ratings? My wife and I, we have this I don't know, guideline or strategy. Whenever we want to go eat at a restaurant and we do a search, obviously the biggest thing is proximity first. Like, are they close? Are they new? Is it something that we haven't tried? And the second one would be reviews. And if they're below a 5.5, a 4.5, so 4.4 or below, we don't even walk into that restaurant. And one of the reasons is 99% of the times when we walk into a restaurant that's a 4.4 or lower, um, it's not the greatest experience for us. I'm not trying to knock restaurants that have a 4.0. I'm pretty sure there's some good ones out there, but we've noticed that trend. We have been occasionally 4.4, 4.2, and they've actually turned out to be really good. So I'm pretty sure everybody does this. Somehow you have a criteria when you're picking businesses, and you want to find an attorney that has great reviews. And even if they have a 5.0, and there's the other thing, you want to have a lot of reviews, because even if you have a 5.0, but you only have like 10 or 20 reviews, and then the person, maybe 5 listings down has a 4.7, but has 100 to 2 or plus, they'll probably go with that one just because there's more people saying how great they are. So that's an idea. So make sure. And when it comes to the SEO, does the SEO company work with attorneys? Do they understand the industry of attorneys? Do they understand what people are searching for when it comes to attorneys? These are questions you can ask them. Number 2 is find SEO services for lawyers in your specialty. So, lawyers have so many problems. My sister's a lawyer. She does real estate. She does probate law, mediation, all that stuff. And so we specialize now. I mean, we specialize in a lot of the practice areas for lawyers, but you might find a company that maybe does personal injury, but they're not into the criminal justice or the criminal defense lawyers, DUIs, and all that stuff. So make sure you find an SEO services that dabbles in your specialty. Ask local SEO services, the company, for attorneys about their keyword research. That's key. We hardly ever get that sometimes. I mean, we get people sending us keywords, but we do extensive keywords, especially when we're building a website, to make sure that it's structured correctly. And so, believe it or not, I believe years ago, lawyer, like criminal defense lawyer, was searched a lot more than criminal defense attorney. Not by much, but those little tricks, or those little keyword research that we do, that we implement, does help. And so just make sure that the company that you deal with are using the keywords that you would use, and make sure they explain to you why these keywords, because sometimes attorneys or anybody in an industry, you try to be too niche, and then all of a sudden, like dog bites, dog bite attorney or something. And we have attorneys that do that, and that's fine. And you can You could specialize in that and you can have SEO for that. But if only 200 people are searching a month for it, you're not going to get that many calls. And so again, it's good to have, but an SEO company should explain why they're using or why they're not using specific keywords. Ask the SEO company for law firms about their best tools. What tools are they using? What tools do we use? We use a bunch of tools. We don't, one of the biggest ones that we use is Ahrefs. Ahrefs is probably as similar to Google Analytics than anyone I've seen. I mean, I know there's a big three. There's Moz, Ahrefs, and SEMrush, and they're all good. Just remember, all of them are platforms that want to sell you on more things. But for the most part, what tools do we use? How do we keyword research? What comparing do we do? Do we compare your website with your competitor's website? What is your competitor doing that they're ranking so well? So make sure you know the tools that the company's using. And the last one is ask the potential lawyer SEO services how they can customize their services. So what works for one lawyer might not work for another one. So if a company is just flat line across the board and saying, well, this is what we're doing here for everybody, it may not work, because if you're a lawyer in a town of 10,000 people or less, you're probably and there's not a lot of lawyers. Maybe there's 2 or 3. You're just competing against 3 people. You're going to get a lot of business. We can't do the same thing for that lawyer that we would do for somebody in Miami or Atlanta or Los Angeles. Those are huge metropolitan areas, and you have to be more in tune with, how competitive the market is, what are other lawyers doing. So make sure that what we're doing or what anybody's doing, any company out there, is customizing their services. So, and that's it. That's really quick. As you can see, our business development account executives are standing by. They'll be more than happy to answer any questions. Get on the phone, give them a call, and see if we can help you. All right. Have a great one.